Доброго дня. Мене звуть Dominique. And I'm sorry for now, that's all I can do in Ukrainian. I just arrived 2 months ago, but I'm learning, and I promise I will next year, I will do it in Ukrainian. Thank you. How are you? Good? Quick question, have you been to UNIT.City already? Yes, you know UNIT.City? You don't know UNIT.City? Cool. Well, if you don't know UNIT.City, you should. And if you know UNIT.City, you should come back because we're moving so fast that it's probably already very different. I've decided to talk to you about that a little bit provocative way of looking at the topic, which is transform or die. Why that? Well, if you have kids, I have a 6-year-old. You all know that as Transformer. And basically, it's kind of, I mean, I'm from innovation, I'm from tech, that's my world, that's my life. And I've strongly believed that if you don't transform yourself constantly, this is what's going to happen to you. Probably die, or probably be kind of stuck in the middle, like I'm a little bit a robot, I'm a little bit a car, I'm not any of both, and I don't really know where I'm going. I'm going to start by telling you a story. And, well, do you know where this is? Venice, yes. But it's Venice in a very specific period of time. It's Venice during the Renaissance, many, 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 many centuries ago. And many, many, many centuries ago, Venice was the Silicon Valley of the world. This is where very rich bankers were ready to finance crazy explorer who would take boats to travel the world to get gold, coffee, pepper, salt, etc. And most of those boats, like the startup of today, would actually not come back. But those who would come back would bring a lot of value. And then the merchant of Venice would go around Europe and would go to the courts and the royals and sell for a lot of money those goods. There was a lot of money in Venice at that time. There was a culture of finance. There was a culture of risk. There was a culture of startup. But then something happened. Something happened, and that's this. Well, I'm American, but I'm also French. I'm French, then American. And that guy on the top is Louis XIV, King of France, the Sun King. And Louis XIV decided that he wanted to build Versailles, one of the best, the nicest castle in Europe at that time. And in Versailles, he wanted something very special. He wanted those mirrors. It's called the Galerie des Glaces in French, the mirror gallery. And at that time, those were the largest mirror ever built. And there was only one place in the world where they knew how to build those mirrors. Venice. Murano. Small island next to Venice. That's the only place where they had the technology. And so they try. And Louis XIV asked his minister, Colbert, Minister of Economy of France at that time, well, you know, I'm the king, I want the best mirror of the world, go get the people who manufacture them, bring them to France, let's take their technology. People from Venice were not crazy. The Doge, the king of Venice, decided, it's a collectivity of people, decided that no. No way. We're not going to let France take our technology. We're way too advanced. It took us way too much time to build this. So we're going to keep it for ourselves, and I'm going to forbid any craftsman or any specialist to leave Venice to go to France. The king got really irritated at Colbert and told Colbert, you failed. Find a solution. Colbert decided to create that company, Saint-Gobain, which is actually one of the oldest company in the world. They celebrated 2 years ago their 350 years. It's a French company, actually, they build that. If you have a car, I'm sure you have a car, it's probably Saint-Gobain who is manufacturing the glass of your car. And Colbert decided to create Saint-Gobain, and this is the first Saint-Gobain factory to build the glass, inventing a new technology. And this is what I call transform or die. If you don't invent the new technology, if you don't invent the new way of building things, then it's not going to work. And this is what we did 350 years ago in France. Now you see Venice. It's a museum. Oh, you still go to Venice to buy those like handcraft, really nice glasses, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. But this is the difference. Now I'm going to talk to you about another company. And I'm sure you know that company. It's Netflix. And Netflix is an amazing company because in 10 years, they changed completely their business model, not once, not twice, but 3 times. We've never seen anything like that in the history of economy. Netflix started as a company that mailed DVD. And they killed an entire industry in the US, a company called Blockbuster, 120,000 stores, more than 1.1 million jobs lost because of Netflix, because they just invent a new way, sending DVDs. But in today's world, who wants DVDs? Who watches DVDs? At that time, people were watching DVD. Today, we stream. We go online to watch videos. So Netflix decided that, well, it's time for us to change business model, and they decided to start streaming videos, new business model. But then they realized that they were paying millions of dollars to the producers of those videos in Hollywood. And so Netflix decided to do something very different, to produce their own videos. They started with a series called House of Cards. Probably you've seen it. And do you know how much money Netflix is going to spend in 2019 just producing videos? $6 billion. $6 billion. In 3 years, Netflix became the second largest movie producer in the world after Walt Disney. We've never seen anything like that. By the way, the third one is Amazon. Another company coming from a totally different spectrum. And do you know why they do that? Do you know how they do that? It's because of their culture. It's because it's in their DNA to adapt, to change, to listen to the customer, to understand their needs of the customer. It's in their culture to do this, freedom and responsibility, which is the values of Netflix. So, okay, having said that, you understand that we are in a world where we need to change, where transformation is almost what we need to survive in actually any industry. I've been for many, many years in the banking industry. I was head of innovation and new technology for BNP Paribas for 10 years in France, then in San Francisco. And I realized that banking, among many, many other industries, absolutely needed to change, because what's happening? If you don't change, the value shift. You're losing the contact with your customer and you're becoming just a provider of services. You have the pipe, you have the IT, cost a fortune, several billion for BNP Paribas every year, just in IT in the world. And then you start losing your customer because you're disrupted by PayPal, by Google Wallet, by Alipay in China. And you see all those people who don't come from your business, but who understand the customer, starting to get the value and keep it from them, and you're pushed to go where the added value is minimal, and then disappear, and then you die. Something is happening in the world today which is making all those things for any industry faster and faster. technology has become an enabler. And I'm just going to spend a few seconds on this slide that is, to me, very important. And I'm going to take my phone, this little machine. This little machine today, in 2015, has the power, the computing power, of the brain of a mouse. By the way, it's not a mouse. It's still a phone, but it has the computing power of the brain of a mouse. By 2023, it's tomorrow, 2023, this little machine is going to have the computing power of the brain of a human being. Still not going to be a human being, still going to be a phone. So all the people would think that artificial intelligence, because this is what we're talking about, is going to create humans that are going to replace humans, don't understand anything about artificial intelligence. However, in our pocket, we're going to have, each of us have a machine that has a computing power of a human brain. If this technology shift continues, by 2043, once again, it's tomorrow. In 2043, most of us are still going to be completely alive and well and happy, hopefully. Well, thanks to technology, we will be. This thing will have the brain power of the equivalent of all the human in only one machine. Okay? We've never seen a shift like this. We've never seen so much power in this technology. And imagine, this is just a phone. Imagine what our computers are going to be able to do. Imagine what our robots are going to be able to do. So things are moving fast. Things are moving fast in an environment that is changing very fast as well. Today, and of course we might not completely see it, even though we are completely aware of it, but if you look at the world of big technology, it's a division between basically Silicon Valley and China. You are in the Amazon world or you are in the Alibaba world. You are in the Facebook world or you are in the Tencent and world. So basically, where is Europe in this ecosystem, which is a big question, which is also why we're building UNIT.City, by the way, because we strongly believe that Europe has something to say in the world of technology, and we strongly believe that we have amazing talents, and we would rather keep them with us to do this. So technology moves faster. We see two superpowers taking the lead. And then we see something like this. And something like this is a real revolution. It's this beating the man. It's not new. We have a huge responsibility in this because we knew this. The term artificial intelligence was coined in 1956. In 1997, Garry Kasparov, the best chess player in the world, was beaten by Deep Blue, a machine from IBM. In 2017, the global champion of Go was beaten by the Google artificial intelligence. So we know all this. We know what's happening. We know the power of the machine. We know the power of the machine in, and this is a video, we knew it was not going to work. Yes. I mean, I'm sure you've seen this. It's amazing what robots can do. And this is just a gimmick of what a robot can do today. This one is by Boston Dynamics, which to me is the most advanced robotic company in the world, based in Boston, but they've been purchased by SoftBank. So if you think that robots are not going to do things that we do, then you're wrong. They're already there, those crazy robots who can do all those things. Now, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Do you know what this is? a self-driving truck. It's a truck with no driver. It's a company called Otto that has been bought by Uber, based out in San Francisco. It's a picture taken in Nevada, because in Nevada, you can have a car with no driver. Don't go to Las Vegas. It's not the best place. You can find those guys as well. And do you know how many truck driver there is in the US? 1.3 million. 1.3 million truck driver in the US alone. It's a really tough job. It's a job where you're well paid, but you're far from your family. The divorce rate in that profession is the highest in the US. Obesity rate, highest in the US. Life expectancy, 68 years old. You die young. It's a bad job. It's a tough job. So is it a good thing to replace this bad job by a self-driving truck, or is it a bad thing? I don't know. We could debate that. But no matter what we do, this is happening. The technology is here. It's working. It's working perfectly well. It's perfectly safe. Actually, it's safer than anything you can see. And what's true for the truck is true for any company, any business, any factory. With the robots I showed you, with the artificial intelligence, if you combine this with the power, the increased power, and the cost that is decreasing of those technology, then you know why. It's now that you need to transform, or actually you're going to die, and you're going to die fast. So we need to unlock innovation. It's basically the hope we can have for tomorrow. We absolutely need to unlock innovation. So we need places like UNIT.City. Actually, this is UNIT.City. We need places where we can build a park, and we need many of those. We just don't need just UNIT.City. I mean, we're building one in Kyiv, we're building one in Kharkiv, in Lviv, hopefully one day in Odessa, and hopefully we're going to see tons of UNIT.City around the globe, where you can learn, because in everything I'm telling you, at the very core of it, there is education. If we want the human being to keep being what he is, then we need to keep learning. And we need to keep learning more. And we need to learn more. So education is at the center. Business, innovation, and of course, living. Today, UNIT.City, it's only 7% built. So we're just at the beginning. But we already have 400 events, 8 accelerators, 3 investment funds, more than 100 residents, 1,000 students. Students will stay 3 years for us and will basically pay nothing to be with us. Then we're going to build a community. And next year we're going to increase the number of people we have, and we're going to hopefully have our first unicorn, because we need to be the Venice of yesterday, or because we need to create the Saint-Gobain of tomorrow. We want to be the gate to Ukraine innovation. For us, it's our mission, it's our vision, it's why we're here. Soon there's going to be 20,000 residents in UNIT.City. And I'm going to finish with this, because I think it's extremely important, is how do you build a model of innovation? And we don't have everything we need in Ukraine today to build a good model of innovation. We don't have enough money. We definitely don't have enough money. So we need to attract investment. We need to attract funding. But we have something that is absolutely key, and that is even harder to get than money. Money is easy. It's not a big deal to get money. You have to fight for it. It's hard. We have to make it. It's hard. But it's not that difficult. But we have talent. We have in Ukraine today 180,000 tech developers. It's half of what Silicon Valley has. Well, but we're far from being half what Silicon Valley is. So, see, the gap is not that big. And then we need to build a culture. And we need to build a culture of innovation. And the culture of innovation goes with several things. The first one is the ability to change, acceptance of transformation, willingness to change, willingness to embrace risk. I took this picture in Silicon Valley a while ago, because when you go to Silicon Valley, this is the type of sexy advertising you see. So it's not Chanel, it's not Gucci, it's not for a perfume. No, the sexy thing in Silicon Valley is Alex, who is a developer on Ruby on Rails. And that tells you a lot about a culture of transformation that is accepted and shared by everybody. So let's transform, or maybe die. Let's not die. Thank you.